Madam Minister, Ambassadors, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Thank you so much for the honor of being invited to this conference. It is great to be here in Poland, a country with a rich and diverse cultural heritage, which fortunately is being revitalized, enabling more and more people across the world to discover it. Personally, I have at earlier occasions had the pleasure of visiting Szczecin, Gdańsk and Wrocław, but this is my first visit in Warsaw, and it sure will be a memorable visit. Cultural cooperation between Poland and Norway is not a new phenomenon. In 1848, the Norwegian composer Thomas Tellefsen wrote to his family from Paris. He said, "We have breakfast every day. He is my best friend." He was referring to Frédéric Chopin, who was his tutor and friend. Chopin was very important to Tellefsen's personal and professional development. And Norwegian and Polish artists have been of mutual inspiration to each other for a long time. For instance, the Norwegian composer Arne Nordheim was recognized and acknowledged in Poland before he made his breakthrough in Norway. On the other hand, the Polish composer Witold Lutosławski is one of many that worked and stayed in Norway. Over the past 10 years, approximately 1 billion Norwegian kroner, which estimates to 470 million zloty, from the EEA and Norway grants has been invested in culture in Poland, if I might say so, in an excellent way. This has also included many bilateral partnerships. We are very proud and happy of what you have achieved with the EEA and Norway grants, and we greatly appreciate the close cooperation in the cultural field. And of course, it is great to be here. Norway is proud to be a funder and partner for this important and monumental museum. I had the pleasure of having a guided tour by Professor Kirchenblatt-Gimblet earlier this afternoon, and I must say I am overwhelmed. I am amazed, I am flabbergasted. Not many people know about this fascinating 1,000-year history. Most of us have been taught about the horrors of the Holocaust. This museum adds very important context to that history. And it does much more than telling about the Holocaust. It broadens the perspective of all visitors and contributes to an enhanced intercultural understanding. This history and your mission is not only important for Poland, it is an important part of our common European and global heritage. Many Jews in Norway can trace their ancestry to Poland. What impresses me most, however, is the way you are making this history relevant for today's context of increasing intolerance and radicalization. I am glad to learn about the good cooperation between Polish and Norwegian experts in the museum's outreach project funded by the Norway grants. The topic of this conference is, sadly, still highly relevant in Europe and globally. And the topic is prioritized also in Norway, as my colleague, State Secretary Laila Bukhari, will refer to soon. Last year, Prime Minister Erna Solberg, who visited this museum in November, launched a new action plan against radicalization and violent extremism in Norway. She had 9 of her ministers with her at the press conference. All of them are responsible for several actions in order for us to do our best to confront this threat. With regard to the action plan, our main priority in the Ministry of Culture is to support and strengthen religious and interreligious dialogue. The government financially supports 3 umbrella organizations that promote dialogue among religious and life stance communities. The Council of Religious and Life Stance Communities, for short STL in Norway, which provides an important and also unique arena for interreligious dialogue, because it also has the Norwegian Humanist Association as a member. In addition, the government in Norway also supports the Christian Council of Norway and the Islamic Council of Norway in this work. Dialogue between religious and life stance communities furthers understanding and respect, both for the differences and for the common values that our societies are built upon. Such dialogue is important in a multicultural and multi-religious society in itself and as a preventive measure against polarization, against the construction of otherness, and against violent extremism. For this reason, the Ministry of Culture has recently in Norway announced fresh funds for projects and activities that may promote this dialogue further among religious and life stance communities or combat radicalization and violent extremism. At this conference, we have the opportunity to reflect upon and learn more about these important questions and discuss how we can find new ways forward together. These questions concern us all. I look forward to the many interesting presentations and workshops, and I wish you all a fruitful conference. Thank you for your attention.